Hi, it's Mikate. Thanks for tuning on in. Today I've actually got some really exciting news. So, along with playing the Honkai StarRail 2.4 update, continuing from where we last left off, I have a webcam now, so you guys can actually see me while I'm streaming, which I think should be a little bit more fun. So, with that said, let's get back to it. Should be a good time. Alright, let's go follow Lingsha.
I'm here to pay
The news is spreading pretty fast.
Ooh. Do any of these people have anything interesting to say? The word got out pretty quickly, huh? Even my sister came and told me about it. Well, it's caused quite a stir. So, what exactly is going on? Why is everyone talking about? Here's the story. A healer prescribed a pellet to a patient. As it turned out, the patient swallowed the entire pellet without reading the prescription in full. But that pellet, sealed in wax, was as big as someone's fist. Oh boy. The prescription laid it out very clearly that the patient had to cut the pellet open and consume the medicinal extract inside. I have no idea how the patient managed to swallow the pellet. Yeah, I've got that question too. Holy crap. As big as a fist? It's unbelievable that the patient could swallow it. Indeed, however, I'm not at all surprised by it. After all, I've dealt with all sorts of patients over the years at the Alchemy Commission. That's insane. I mean,
All
not
these
surprising, but
And
insane.
the view at the Alchemy Commission hasn't changed a bit. The tides come and go, but the ancient sea remains the same. For us Vidyadhara, there's nothing more nostalgic than our homeland.
You're a Lofu native, Miss Lingsha?
Yes, I grew up here, listening to the sound of waves while researching prescriptions with my mentors and peers at the Alchemy Commission.
Huh.
It's kind of sad, isn't it? Everything changes, but somehow remains familiar. Just like you, Don Hung, I traveled far from home, and now I've returned. Seeing the familiar scenery brings back a hint of nostalgia.
The view here would be even better without the ambrosial arbor.
Oh, really? I think that towering tree looks pretty impressive.
Even if it's impressive, it's a plague mark. The Xianzhou have been fighting abominations for thousands of years. And now that the ambrosial arbor has been reborn, it's only natural for everyone to feel uneasy.
Well, once a seed is planted, no matter how long it takes, it'll eventually sprout and bear fruit.
That's one way of
In my
looking at
humble
it.
The rebirth of the ambrosial arbor and the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were inevitable. The seed was already planted when the ancestors of the Xianzhou sought immortality.
Honestly, she's probably not wrong, but it's interesting that she's one of the only people who think so. At least from what we've gathered so far, considering that everyone has shown up just now and how many people are sort of looking at Genuine, it seems like with a little bit of suspicion. We'll have to see. Definitely differing opinions, which is always interesting. Let's see.
My bad. Well, since you went through the entire ambrosial arbor crisis firsthand, Dan Hung and Lieutenant Yan Qing, I'd like to discuss something with you.
What would you like to discuss, Miss Lingsha?
I was lucky enough to be chosen by the Alliance to come in and clean up all the old grime in the Alchemy Commission. Honestly, the Alchemy Commission is riddled with problems and has reached a point where fixing it seems impossible. I'm looking to remedy this problem, but was wondering if you could provide any insights.
Oh, that's a tricky one. It's a really tricky one, actually. They're good at hiding. Very good at hiding.
Well, Even though I'm a Vidyadharan like you, I'm an outsider, just like my companions here. I can't really say much about a remedy, but I do have a piece of advice, Miss Lingsha. The Vidyadhara and the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu have always been intricately connected. If you cannot distance yourself from these ties, Miss Lingsha, changing the situation within the Alchemy Commission may be quite challenging.
I may not know about politics, but I do know that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been operating within the Alchemy Commission for years. If you're determined to root them out, maybe you should discuss it with the General.
That is probably the way to go. I know we did okay, but like, I'm be honest, stealth missions, not our crew's forte. We usually get caught. Or end up just fighting our way out. But you might have better luck because you're an outsider and they don't know you.
I see. Thank you for your valuable insights.
By this point, they've all figured out who we are and which side of this conflict we're on, so no longer likely to be any good undercover work for us, unfortunately. That was kind of fun.
While the Lux Arrow from the Rainbow possesses unparalleled power to sever the Ambrosial Arbor, it can't sever mortals' desire to prolong their existence. Just like how the Cloud Knights can eliminate the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but are unable to calm the hearts and minds of the people within the Alchemy Commission.
Move my webcam around a little bit, just so that I'm not covering the dialogue. Just in case. There we go. That'll work.
Our Xianzhou forebears knew this well, and that's why they entrusted the duty of guarding the roots of the Arbor to the Vidyadhara. However, the Vidyadhara are still only mortal beings. 30 years ago, my mentor served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. She recognized the emerging undercurrents and sought to cleanse the source of the disturbance. Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within the depths of the Alchemy Commission. In the end, she was framed and exiled to the Juming. I was also implicated and had to leave the Luofu.
Oh, that is unfortunate. It might give you a little bit of a heads up here, though, or a leg up, that is. If they think you might be sympathetic instead. Depends.
And guess who arbitrated the case and handed down the sentence? None other than General Jing Yuan himself.
Ooh, that's gonna be some nasty tension. I'm sure.
What?
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not just the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but even the Divine Foresight himself.
It is really not looking good for poor Jing Yuan here. He's got a lot of things all coming out all at once, it seems like. Eek, could get dicey.
Alas, why is your face turning pale, Yanqing? Don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides, at our age, holding personal grudges is a luxury we can't afford.
Lingsha, you're back! Ugh, I've been waiting ages for you.
Hey.
Yunli! Why aren't you with your grandpa? What brings you to the Alchemy Commission?
She's gonna be a problem child, isn't she? I can already tell. That's okay. She's tiny and adorable, so I'm sure it'll all be delightful. Also, I like her. Her outfit is really just gorgeous. It's very pretty. and flowy, which is nice. But you do tend to get that with the Xianzhou characters, because they're all very flowy in terms of their outfits. It was a little different on Penacony, other than maybe Firefly, I guess. Which I personally like it a lot more. It's probably why I like Firefly so much. Although the clean cut is nice on certain characters.
Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to Yanqing.
What a small world. You stole my sword. Give it back.
Oh no, not this again.
I see. Let's skip the introduction part then. Why do I keep bumping into you? Are you stalking me or something?
Not to be the one to point out the obvious, but like, girlfriend, you literally just walked up to where he was obviously standing. Like, I know we're having miscommunication and you're both a little bit upset. Well, a lot bit upset actually with each other. But like, really? Really?
Of course not. Unlike you, Miss Yunli, I have important things to take care of. You, on the other hand, seem to have all the time in the world to wander around without returning my sword.
Itching. That's a bit aggressive. Ooh, alright.
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master. I talked to your sword, and it told me that you've been distracted. You hesitate when you should strike, and you struggle to stay calm when your sword is unsheathed.
Is that their power? Can they talk to swords? Like, actually, because that kind of does discriminate a little bit. He's a little flighty. He's doing better. Ish. But he's also a child, so we'll give him some slack.
Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right. It wasn't me who took your sword. It was you who lost focus.
That's not gonna help the poor kid's confidence issues.
Do you really expect me to believe that nonsense? I've been taking it easy on you because you're a guest from the Juming, but you're not taking the hint. Don't people from the Juming know you're supposed to return what you've borrowed?
Just look at this flying sword. Even if I gave it back to you now, it'd just be taken away again in a few hours. You know the Cloud Knight saying, a Cloud Knight must never let slip their weapon. Yes? Well, sure, I can give it back to you now, but on the battlefield, that's a whole different story. Poor flying sword.
Fine! You don't have to give it back, because I'll take it back myself!
Are we gonna fight again? Is that... Honestly, if I were trying to be a peacekeeper, this last one, well, a bit rude and uncultured, might just serve because it's gonna get both of them telling me I'm stupid. But in a nice way, because, you know, that's who they are. Anyway. I love this, that the options are threaten to call Yanqing's, like, well, let's be honest, threaten to call Yanqing's dad, or just say, to be young. Like, I don't know exactly how old we are at this point, but our memories are for, like, couple months, maybe? Depends how long you think Penacony as a whole took, but either way. We're not that old in terms of our memory, and even if you negate that, we're still not that old. These are some great dialogue options. I honestly kind of wish I could pick all of them. But we're gonna pick the third one, because I want to see what they say.
Between these two, who do you think is tougher, Don?
Ah, nothing.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just curious.
Nothing back. I was expecting something funny. Oh well.
Get ready to separate them.
Poor Danong.
It is my first day at the Alchemy Commission. A brawl is definitely not how I imagined celebrating it.
Well, since you don't approve, I won't draw my sword here.
Right. So when you gonna draw it?
I didn't mean it in that way. Since you've already drawn your swords, you'd be disappointed if you didn't get to test one another, right? I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations. Seems like my predecessors left quite a mess. So, if you two want to determine who's better, why not focus on them instead of each other?
Definitely a much better idea. I don't know how Yanqing's gonna feel about it, considering everything he had with Jingliu and that whole contest. But certainly better than a street brawl, I'm sure.
Clearing out some abominations? Sounds boring.
It's the Cloud Knight's duty to eliminate those abominations. You don't have to ask me twice, Miss Lingsha. I'll help you get rid of them.
Oh, you think you're the only one who knows how to behave? If Lingsha needs anything, I'll gladly draw my sword and help her out.
It's so heartwarming to see both of you being so sweet and caring. So then, shall we get going?
That girl Lingsha's about to snap. Holy cow.
Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were eradicated, their experimental abominations have been festering here. If you want a contest, I'll be the referee. The one who kills the most abominations within an hour wins.
Lingsha, as always, you're still an expert in making unpaid work sound so noble and grand.
It's for your own good, little Yunli. While you desire to compete against each other, I don't want to see either of you getting hurt.
That is the voice of someone who really, really wishes that they could just go off on that child, but they're entirely too polite to do so. She's very close to snapping. I hope she doesn't, but my goodness.
That's really thoughtful of you, Cauldron Master.
So, are you both ready?
Ooh, we get to be Yanqing. How exciting. I actually don't have him,
Ugh.
so.
Looks like my predecessors left quite a mess. Let me say it again. The one who kills the most abominations within an hour wins. Be careful when you draw your swords, and make sure you don't hurt each other.
Can we start now, Lingsha?
Okay. I see, so we're trying to win here.
Eternal. Every petal and all will be swept away by the wind.
So,
Like
do we
fireflies
have to
until everything
specifically take them
to
out
ashes!
with Yanqing? Or can we take them out with anybody?
Set the seas ablaze!
Ah,
I
okay.
didn't expect someone who can't even hold on to a sword to actually have some skill.
Gotcha. So we can use anybody.
Don't
Probably
worry,
for
this
that.
one's on me. Bring it on. Time's up.
Strike with heart!
Attack
Ooh,
detected.
nice.
Set
Okay.
the seas ablaze! Attack detected.
Well, at least this crew is
A
pretty
one-time
solid
enemy.
as far as taking down multiple enemies, and they're also relatively
Let's
fast,
duel.
it seems like, so.
There's no reason
We
to
have a
refute
slight
punching him
advantage
all
there.
those with a loaded gun, and those who dig their own grave. There's your reward.
Alright, let her go. Let's see. Cat. I think we've got this, but like, we'll see. Depends on if she gets faster on purpose.
How many can you block?
I'm also pretty sure though that that's not quite accurate, so I'm wondering if we're just being no matter what we do we're gonna lose. We'll see.
Don't worry, this one's on me. Bring it on. Time's up.
Every petal in life's garden, all will be swept away by the wind.
This is more than a battle.
This is a decent group for Firefly to fight. I think without her, I'd be in a little bit more trouble.
A one-time enemy. Strike with heart.
Oh, okay.
I win, Miss Yun Li.
You got lucky.
He had backup. That's it.
Why don't you just give me back my sword, sincerely apologize, and then go cry your eyes out to your grandpa?
Was that last bit really necessary, Yansheng? Can we not win with a little bit of grace? Just a tiny bit. My goodness.
Consider yourself lucky that I'm not interested in your rusty sword, as I don't have the nasty habit of snatching other people's weapons.
All you did was chop down a few monsters. Don't get carried away with yourself. If you think you can just take this sword from my hand, go ahead and try.
Oh boy. Scene is so cool. Whoa. Oh, buddy. Oh, good. That's some lovely destruction
Well fought,
of
my
property.
young friends.
Who are you? She has got the prettiest eyes. Whoa.
However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down targets with a single strike.
Wow. Yeah, who is that? She is pretty, and her kit is gorgeous. I love the blues.
Who are you?
Yeah, great question.
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will.
Right. What's your name, suspicious individual?
I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the war dance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission, of all places. Well, the Lawfu is never short of surprises. However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the war dances ring? That way, you can resolve your differences with a proper duel and put your grudges behind you.
Grudges? No, not at all. Yun Li and we were just sparring.
Right. For some reason, I don't quite buy that, honestly, Yansheng. There was a lot of aggression for just sparring there.
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords, and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you. I don't believe it.
At least she's observant.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Fei Xiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady?
Fei Xiao? Grandpa always talks about you. Could it be that you are...
The Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yao Qing?
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. I was wondering where she was. That tracks.
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Lafu, too.
Of course. Everyone has heard of the great general. Known to all, and unbeknown to none.
Great General. Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? I don't like it. Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Lafu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals.
That's amazing. I love her.
Sounds much better, right?
Yeah, that's a befitting title that sounds both humble and impressive. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Fei Xiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet?
Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or it might get taken away again. By the way, we haven't settled the score yet. I'll defeat you fair and square next time we fight.
I look forward to seeing that because that was a very pretty fight scene.
This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the seat of divine foresight. I'll take my leave, General Fei Xiao. Oh, by the way, Miss Linksha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the seat of divine foresight for a chat with General Jingyuan. I think there's more to those personal grudges you mentioned earlier.
Thanks for stepping in, General Fei Xiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my incense.
Not at all. Just doing what you asked. How about we call it even as payment for the healer lady's consultation?
Sorry, but even a general needs to pay their bills. We don't do credit here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see the Dragon Lady if it weren't for me.
Makes me wonder why she needed to see her.
Well, you can always send the bill to the seat of divine foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a spot and get some fresh air.
Okay. Hey, it's
Back
Purple Guy
already?
again.
You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Luofu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors. One wrong move, and the Luofu could be in a world of chaos.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jingyuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable to say.
Get a name.
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with two generals?
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
What's your work, buddy? You're being very circumspect. And your dress, well, I don't know. Kinda screams assassin, not gonna lie.
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece, right? Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street, what people are saying, and how those close to him behave.
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its collective momentum. Recognizing this fact reveals the true measure of power. Thanks for enlightening me, General.
A perfectly clear statement turned confusing thanks to your translation. You've made me lose where I was now. Anyway, this is how I operate in battle, so you might as well get used to it.
Interesting that she's viewing this as a battle. That makes me slightly concerned about her presence. Just a little bit. I'd hate for something to happen. But I do really like them as a cast of characters. I know maybe that's how you say his name. I'm still not clear. He's playable, I believe. He's our fire healer. I don't know about either of these other two, though. Maybe we'll get them someday. I hope so. They've certainly got the kit for it. They look gorgeous, so I hope they make them playable.
Are you treating General Jingyuan as your enemy?
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Luofu. Do you think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes? Could you show me the medicine she prescribed you?
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me to enjoy some tasty food.
Sounds like Bailu.
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you. Actually, I've found some leads.
Well, life and death, Jiao Cho. It's all predetermined.
Jiao Cho. Okay. I've got it now. I will try not to forget that.
Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge that the rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down the abominations of abundance till the end of my days.
That is some gorgeous artwork. Look at that. That is beautiful.
As long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire, I don't care how long I live. You asked if I view General Jing Yuan as my enemy. No. My real enemy has always been myself.
Oh.
Enjoy some tasty food. So, what's for dinner tonight?
All right. Excited we get a close-up of him. I really want to be able to just like walk around them and look at them completely. I really do. Very pretty.
Jeez. You really know how to read the room, don't you?
Exactly what I was thinking. He's definitely not got the best situational awareness.
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm due to catch up with an old war friend I've not seen for quite a long time.
Huh. Wonder who that is.
Hey! Was that the Yaoqing general who just dropped in out of nowhere? Oh,
She really is. She's great.
I mean, when Yoon Lee swung that massive sword, she just casually blocked her attack with ease.
Mine too.
Yeah. But to go up against Yoon Lee is quite impressive, you know? That aura of heroism and grace. It almost makes me want to learn Xianzhou swordplay. You think so too, right?
I agree. General Fei Xiao is indeed impressive.
I was actually hoping you'd give Yanqing some praise.
That wasn't even a dialogue option, March.
Thanks for the kind words, Miss March. The war dance is coming up, and I've been chosen to represent the Cloud Knights in the ceremony.
Yay! Oh, good for you, Yanqing. That's exciting.
I've had my fair share of defeats lately, and even though I know there are always more skilled sword masters out there, seeing General Fei Xiao's skills today has made me feel a bit uneasy again.
No, not the confidence problems. You're doing great.
Don't underestimate yourself. After all, generals won't fight in the ring during the war dance. Just remember the state of mind you had when you single-handedly took on me and Blade, putting life and death aside. With that mindset, you can prevail against most challengers.
I see. Thanks for the advice, Master Danheng. By the way, now that today's events are over, General Jingyuan wants to invite all of you to the Seat of Divine Foresight. He has something important to discuss.
I bet it's about how to deal with the generals from the Yao Qing and the Zhu Ming.
That would make sense, yes. They do seem to be quite concerning.
I really don't want to get caught up in grown-up games so soon. I just hope Generals Fei Xiao and Huaiyan can see the truth. We don't need any more chaos on the Luofu before the war dance.
The fact that he calls politics grown-up games is amazing. Ooh. How exciting. Let's view that achievement and see if it's anything. Sometimes they like to hide fun little tidbits in there. Witness the battle for supremacy between Yanqing and Yunlei. Alright, that's a pretty solid one. Alright. Now we get to actually talk to Jingyuan.
Need your extractor cleaned or your star skiff serviced? Look no further.
I don't have a star skiff. Thanks though, bud.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Hey, it's KJ.
The Master Diviner is probably too busy to hassle me anyway.
Okay, bye. Firefly actually fits in here pretty well. I would say surprisingly well. Now that I'm actually running around with her. I haven't really had her before here when I've been running around, but her aesthetic is quite similar. She doesn't really fit in with the Penacony carriers, which makes sense because she's technically not one. But it's interesting. Just a fun little tidbit, although definitely some clear differences.
Would you like me to relay your message?
I want to go inside, thanks.
It's getting late.
Earlier at the Palace of Astral, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder Huayan. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, I'd like to officially introduce them to you.
Honestly, I kind of wasn't expecting him to still be around. That's okay. I like him. He's nice.
These three braved great dangers, accompanying me to perilous places, defeating the chief culprit Fantilia, and uncovering the conspiracies of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. If you wish to know more, please, feel free to ask us.
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Arbor's rebirth from the Master Diviner Fu Xuan. She's been summoned to the Yuchue for questioning. There are a lot of doubts within the Alliance about this whole situation. But despite all that, I believe in you.
That's good. It needs somebody who's on Jingyuen's side. Sounds like everybody else is kind of a skeptic.
Since you joined the ranks, you have repeatedly achieved remarkable feats. After the High Cloud Quintet each went their separate ways, despite the many criticisms within the Alliance, the Marshal still stood firm against the dissenting voices and entrusted the Lawfu to you. Over the years, you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. You've taken down abominations in Thalassa, rescued the Xianzhou Yuchue from a siege, and destroyed the demonic planet summoned by the denizens of abundance. I still remember those battles vividly.
I want to know more about those battles. That's some wild lore. I hope we can ask him questions about this. These little tidbit factoids. Because those sound absolutely fascinating. Like, honestly, I wish there were like little short cutscenes or something of some of that, because I would have loved to see it.
There are fools who doubt your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine foresight fail because it gives them some kind of sick satisfaction. They haven't achieved anything of their own, so they feed off the failures of others. But I've seen enough failures in my time, and I want to believe that your loyalty has never wavered.
So, General Fei Xiao of the Yaoqing is the only one investigating the Ambrosial Arbor crisis on behalf of the Alliance?
Yeah, that, seems problematic. Feels a little bit like we should have, you know, a team of multiple individuals for that.
No. I am too.
Okay. So we're kind of divided then, it seems like. And we've all got a little bit of personal bias in our different investigative teams. That could get spicy.
This old man's words always catch me off guard.
The Marshal ordered me to come to the Xianzhou Lawfu, but the document only says, attend the war dance and listen to Fei Xiao's questioning. The Marshal is well aware of Jing Yuan's purpose in holding the ceremony and understands the situation he is facing. She mentioned it because she believes both issues are important.
Thanks for your kindness and sincerity, Elder Huayan. But is it appropriate to tell everyone here about the Marshal's orders?
It's probably a fair question.
By introducing the Express's witnesses to me alone, aren't you aiming to discern the intentions behind both my actions and Fei Xiao's, and whether there's any discord between us? Well, since I'm being open and honest with you, I encourage you young folk to do the same. As for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, all I need to do is listen. General Fei Xiao will be the one asking the questions. To be honest, I'm more concerned about the timely start of the war dance.
See, this is why I like Jing Yuan, because he's a little bit like a duck, you know? He's just kind of swimming along, but under the surface, all his feet are going and going and going. Like, he's got a lot going on in his head. And he plans it out very well. He's definitely a strategist, which is a lot different, I think, from a lot of the other characters, especially in this game, where on Penacony we got a bunch of characters who do have that more manipulative streak, or who've got plots and plans and such, but eventually either they end up like kind of explaining themselves, or I don't know, it just feels different than the style that Jing Yuan has in terms of like his strategy. Like we had Aventurine who clearly had plans and plots and things like that, and I also liked him, but his way of going about it was more distract from the thing I'm doing rather than just kind of quietly go about doing it and testing the waters and poking and prodding like Jing Yuan does. It's very different in terms of strategy, and it's always interesting to see because you never quite know where Jing Yuan is going. You know where Aventurine's going, but you don't know how he's gonna get there, you know? It's very different, and personally I really enjoy it, so I'm glad we get another story with him kind of featuring a little bit, it seems like.
Oh, by the way, I've prepared a gift for the war dance.
Do we get to open it? Oh, we get to admire it. I see.
Yes, it's this case right here.
It's a very pretty case. I like it. Look at that red. Oh, metallic threads. It is very pretty. It's a very pretty box.
There will be numerous contests and celebrations during the war dance, and the main event will be the Ringmaster's Challenge. The host will dispatch a skilled warrior to take on challengers from all over the cosmos, showcasing the excellent martial arts of the Xianzhou Luofu. When you mentioned that the Astral Express would be attending the ceremony, I thought the High Elder of the Luofu would be the Ringmaster.
You humor me, Elder Huayan. The healer lady is just a young lady who knows nothing about martial arts. How can I assign her as the ringmaster?
Who are you assigning, buddy? Who is it? Cause,
I'm no match to you when it comes to joking.
What's this box for? Why don't you open it, General Huayan?
This sword case is intended for the War Dance's award. It's empty now, but in a few days, a precious sword will be delivered and stored inside.
so like that's definitely gonna go missing, right?
I don't mean to boast about our skills, but this sword represents the pinnacle of the Zhu-Ming's craftsmanship. It has a legendary history, full of heroic tales from foreign lands, tales that are too detailed to be summarized in just a few words. Since the delegation delivering the sword hasn't arrived yet, I'll just leave the case here for now. I've been wondering who would be worthy of such a sword. And then it hit me. I can award it to the champion of the Ringmaster's Challenge. The ceremony's champion is sure to be a perfect match for the sword.
Is that the fight that Yancheng is gonna be in? Finley? Because if it is, that's gonna be, oh boy. Alright. Well, tensions there are gonna get worse, I guess. I mean, I kind of expected it knowing that they were going to go into a fight against each other, but that is... That will be, interesting. I hope we don't have to have someone else break them up again.
Moreover, I hear that Yen Xing is an excellent swordmaster, and that he will be representing the Luofu as the Ringmaster. So it seems like a perfect gift for him.
Okay, I thought so. Alright, well that'll be, oof. Yeah, alright, well that's not gonna go well, is it?
Thank you for your generosity, Elder Huayan.
If you want to give me a sword, just say the word, Grandpa. No need to beat around the bush.
Loving the confidence, but y'all need to stop dissing each other, please.
You've got confidence, my girl, but I don't think you can best Yanjing.
Ooh, that's a challenge, and it's not gonna go over well. It's just gonna make her more determined. It really is. Especially with the personality she's got going on. I would know, I'm the same way. If you tell me I can't do something, that's usually when I end up performing my best, which maybe he knows that and that's the whole point, but... Yeah, this will get interesting.
I know you're all about swords, Miss Yunli. It's just a shame that it's the sword that ultimately chooses its rightful master.
Yeah, and even if someone gets their hands on such a precious sword, it'll probably end up in someone else's.
No. Oh man.
The outcome of our duel at the Alchemy Commission is still up in the air. Since you're interested, why don't you represent the Xianzhou Jiming and challenge me in the ring?
That's exactly what I had in mind. Nobody knows who's gonna come out on top. It could be me, could be someone else. It'll probably be me. But whatever happens, it won't be him.
Not to be rude or anything. We've been watching their drama. I'm dying to find out who beats who.
Quiet down. We have other guests here. I've prepared this sword to add some excitement to the ceremony, not to have you two squabble. It's not a good look for the Alliance. While you both seem confident that you'll win, you need to remember there can only be one winner and one loser in the ring, which could lead to hard feelings. Actually, I have an idea. We don't know who the winner will be, and it might not be either of you. But if you're eyeing that prize, you'll need to work together. I want you to take on an apprentice who will take part in the war dance and win at least one match.
How does that make sense?
In my humble opinion, while a Cloud Knight is commendable by securing victories, it's even more so to pass on your skills and spread the way of swordplay. I'd be greatly pleased if this apprentice could represent the Express in the war dance by displaying their Cloud Knight flair and prowess.
Well, Elder Huayan's idea is quite interesting. Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson regardless of the outcome. The question is, whom should the two of them take as an apprentice?
Huh? Who? Wait, me?
Yes, you. You're expressing your interest in learning.
I noticed just now that Miss March seemed quite interested in the outcome of your sword fight. So I thought, why not teach her the art of swordplay?
Wait. Are you serious, General? Why am I being dragged into this all of a sudden? I've never practiced swordplay before. I'm a total newbie. You really think I can learn it? Well, you'll probably realize I have no hope and give up on me. And that'd be so embarrassing.
Isn't this a perfect chance for you? I remember you mentioning that you wanted to learn some sword moves.
Yeah, I did say that. But this is all happening so quickly, don't you think?
Miss March is like a piece of jade in the rough, just waiting to be shaped. The war dance is the perfect opportunity to see what heights she can reach.
I appreciate your kind words, General YN. But won't teaching me swordplay be a waste of Yanqing and Yunli's time? They should be preparing for the ceremony. Plus, I heard that each swordmaster has their own special moves. What if they let something slip while teaching me? If everyone knows each other's tactics, won't that make it hard to catch people off guard during the war dance?
That's considerate of you, March 7th. But don't worry. It'll take you at least a decade of hard training before you can even start learning special moves. No need to freak out. A few Juming swordplay tricks will mean you'll be more than equipped.
Alright, so... I mean, that makes sense. But this could get interesting with both of them trying to teach her back and forth, because I'm sure the swordplay styles are a little different. They're very different if we just look at the two of them, Yunli versus Yanqing. So, sounds like that could get a little interesting. March might be a wonky conglomeration when she's done with her training.
Really?
Looks like March's curiosity has been piqued.
The whole point is to know each other's moves. Defeating your opponent in just one move? How boring would that be? Plus, what really decides a swordsman's fate isn't some special move. It's the solid fundamentals.
So Miss Yunli has already agreed. What do you say, Yanqing?
General, I haven't graduated yet. How can I be qualified to teach swordplay to others?
The confidence strikes again. You've got this, Yanqing. March doesn't need to be, like, perfect.
Huh. So you're admitting your defeat, huh? If you're not even confident to teach, why don't you let me be the ringmaster instead?
You're not helping, Yunli.
Yanqing, teaching an apprentice is also a way of honing your own skills and gaining insights. You've been an apprentice for years. It's about time you looked at swordplay from another perspective.
I see, General. Then count me in.
Now that Yanqing has agreed too, it all comes down to Miss March giving her nod.
It's up to you to make the final decision, March.
At least that way, I won't have to worry about you accidentally shooting me in the butt all the time.
Hey, I've never missed my target. Then I'm on board. Thank you for your kindness, General Huaiyan.
Great! Starting tomorrow, Yanqing and Yunli will teach you the basics of the Cloud Knight's swordplay. Yunli and I will head out and purchase some sword practice equipment for Miss March. Think of it as a little initiation gift.
Okay.
You're too kind. Wait, you're giving me a gift? Shouldn't it be the other way around? General Huaiyan's gone. Wait, why does something feel off about what we talked about? I think we strayed off topic. How did things even get to this point?
Yeah, I brought you here because the General said he had some important matters to discuss. But how in the world did Yunli and I suddenly become Miss March's swordplay mentors?
You said yes to this.
Because General Huaiyan wants us to stick around on the Luofu for some time. But from his point of view, we're no different from all the other tourists who may leave at any time. Since the crew's actions were mentioned in the Luofu's operations log were given to the Alliance, he probably wants to see firsthand if we're as capable as the report claims, or if we're just some made-up excuse to save face.
That does make sense.
And he wants to see it for himself during the war dance, which is why he even dragged Yunli into this. What began as a simple contest between two sword masters has now evolved into you two collaborating to mentor March.
Elder Huaiyan is Still that tricky general who likes to give everyone a headache. My apologies. Truth be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because I wished for you to act as my witnesses. I apologize for not disclosing this information earlier. In the coming weeks, I'll also invite all of you to a meeting with General Fei Xiao, where you may need to answer her questions and clear up any doubts she might have. So please, be prepared for the meeting.
Will do.
Don't worry, General. No matter what happens, I'm prepared to stay here as the Express's witness and answer any questions.
Thank you, everyone.
Happy to help.
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden, but... As the Lawfu Ringmaster, I won't let anyone defeat me in the war dance.
I know.
Aww.
The illustrious Merlin's Claw waiting for me? And for so long, too? It's quite an honor. It's been a while, General Fei Xiao.
It's Miss Yukong. Hey.
It's been 30 years since we last saw each other. Right, Yukong?
Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yao Qing's Verdant Knights, and I was a pilot of the Law Fu's Rainbow Orbit fleet. Who would have thought that upon meeting again, you'd be a general, and I'd have given up flying? Really does feel like a lifetime ago. Well, I wouldn't say I haven't seen you in 30 years. After all, your great victories are announced through the Yellow Bell resonance system every day. So I'm well aware of your great feats. How's your health holding up?
Still stable, I suppose. Do you still remember the medic who saved me in battle?
Oh. So this is an old war wound. Interesting.
That healer with the odd name and peculiar temperament. What was his name again? Was it Pichu? Or Kachio?
Jiao Chou. He's been my retainer and personal healer, delegated by the Alchemy Commission from the Xianzhou Yao Qing. Over the years, he's dedicated himself to managing my condition. It's thanks to him that I'm still in good health today.
Maybe not an old war wound then. What is your deal?
Given my background, I'm happy to have made it this far.
I'm relieved to know that you're safe and sound. Well then, since you and Elder Huayan are here, I imagine you must have received orders from the Marshal? As your friend, may I ask how the Alliance intends to punish the General of the Lawfu?
The Arbor's rebirth has frightened the Elders who lurk behind the scenes. They fear the resurgence of abominations, much like what happened 30 years ago. Although the report from the Lawfu explained all the details, we don't know if the Ruin Legion really invaded, or how exactly the Stellaron Hunters and the Astral Express became involved. This puzzle has many missing pieces. As you know, the fugitive Jing Liu, who mysteriously disappeared many years ago, has resurfaced. This time, she has brought along an Outworlder and a coffin, claiming to offer the Marshal a method to fight against the Eons. The Lawfu Preceptor has also leveled accusations against Jing Yuan for neglecting the Alliance's principles. She asserts that Jing Yuan enabled the exiled Imbibitor Lunae to re-enter the Lawfu, thereby unlocking the lunarescent depths within Scale Gorge Waterscape, which in turn disrupted the Vidyadhara's dutiful watch over the Ambrosial Arbor.
I mean... kind of? A little bit. But, like, there were more important things going on.
It is for these reasons that I have come here to the Lawfu today. Well, duty calls. Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned all of this to an uninvolved person, but since we once fought together, I didn't want to keep you in the dark. Perhaps pretending you didn't hear any of this would be for the best.
I understand. I'm sorry. I was out of line. I know I shouldn't be defending General Jingyuan right now, but... well, you know how I am. The Law Fu has enjoyed centuries of stability since the end of the sedition of Imbibitor Lunae, much of which can be attributed to General Jingyuan's masterful strategizing. Unfortunately, for long-life species, enduring through the ages always culminates in a failure that undoes all previous achievements. A moment that our adversaries relish.
That's true. And that's why I'm also here for another purpose. To visit Hule.
Whomst?
Hule? You mean that Hule? The Borisin warhead? The same Hule who has been imprisoned in the shackling prison for over 7 centuries?
Huh. Okay. Well, that's some exposition. He looks scary.
The nemesis of the Foxians who will never be forgiven and shall be imprisoned until the end of the cosmos. I can't quite remember the exact wording, but yes, the very same Hule.
Usually, only emissaries from the Xianzhou Yaoqing Skyfaring Commission visit him once every century. Why do you have to visit him now, of all times?
The Foxians and the Alliance made a pact to combat the abominations, aiming to achieve justice and free their kin. That werewolf monster is to be forever imprisoned in the dark recesses of the shackling prison, facing unending retribution. Given the situation on the Luofu, those on the Yaoqing are concerned about Hule's imprisonment. I'm afraid that the routine visit every century is no longer sufficient to ease their concerns.
That's fair considering we did have an attack recently, but it also seems like, considering the attack recently, maybe we shouldn't go inside and poke around. Seems like a recipe for disaster. And like we might end up letting something out on accident. Just a suspicion.
That's why I was sent here, to reassure them.
It's all bad news.
Well, not everything. There might be a silver lining. Oh, by the way, I found some clues about the thing you asked for.
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
Tell me more.
The Verdant Knights followed the route you mentioned and discovered the wreckage of the Whistling Flame ship. Unfortunately, there were no survivors and no cargo. However, someone had already been on the scene before we arrived.
Our people? Or someone from the IPC?
No, neither. Yukon,
Hey!
have you heard of a person named Ron May?
She's popping up again. How fun. Oh no, not an inn. Nothing goes well when we stay at inns. Honestly, we just have sleeping problems in general. Every time we try and go to sleep, something terrible happens. Oh good. Restlessness. Yeah, something terrible.
I'm still feeling sleepy.
Okay. Well, you know what? If the worst that happens is that we don't sleep very well, I think
Did
that's
I oversleep?
understandable.
Where did March and Don Hung go?
That is a great question. Ah, there she is. Is it training time?
You are.
Yeah, are y'all training?
You haven't forgotten about our promise to General Huayan, have you? I woke up especially early so I can start teaching Miss March swordplay.
Hey,
Why are you blushing, Master Yanqing?
This is, the first time someone has called me Master. I need to, get used to it. Ahem. Let me make it clear. Swordplay training is about improving your body, mind, and strength. It's not a casual game you can master overnight.
My favorite thing about this is that you just know that these are words that he's just heard. Some of them probably directly from Jingyuan.
I promised General Huayan that I'd teach you Cloud Knight swordplay, so you can participate in the war dance and defeat at least one opponent. I'll do my best, but if you break your master's rules...
Fine. A promise is a promise. Since I promised to study hard, I'll do my best starting today.
Great! That's the spirit.
March is in your hands now, Yanqing. Don't be too easy on her.
Dan Heng, do you even have a heart? Did you lose it somewhere? By the way, where's Yun Li?
Everybody is feeling particularly vicious today. My goodness.
I've found a quiet spot in the back garden of the Palace of Astrum for our first lesson together.
Are you trying to ditch her? Is that why you got up early? Kind of sounds like it. That's hilarious. We get to be March. Oh, there she is.
It's the first day, and you two are already late? Why is everyone on the Luofu so laid back? So disappointing.
Master Yun Li, you're already here. Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Oh, wait. Were you trying to teach her in secret?
There it is.
That's sneaky.
I'm just showing you what Luofu etiquette is all about. She might be my apprentice, but it's customary for the master to personally escort their apprentice to the place of learning. As the host, I'll be teaching Miss March the essence of Luofu swordplay, after which she'll emerge victorious in the war dance ring. You won't be complaining about Luofu swordplay then.
Stand aside, rookie. Let me show you how we Zhu-Ming sword masters treat their apprentices. Quickly, over here, Miss March. This is a reverse mentorship gift from me to you. I hope you put it to good use.
What's this? Xianzhou clothing? It's so beautiful!
Sword practice requires precise movements. This outfit is tailored to fit perfectly and allows for smooth movements. I even added some small accessories. I put a lot of thought into it.
You're awesome, Master Yun Li!
See? See? How can you compete with me? I'll teach March 7th the essence of Zhu-Ming swordplay so she can win the contest with my sword skills.
Actually, I've prepared something too.
Huh? You have a gift for me too, Master Yanqing?
Since you want to learn swordplay, Miss March, you'll need suitable weapons. So, I went out of my way to prepare a pair of swords overnight.
Ooh, those are pretty. I like the red and the pink. It like kind of blends with her aesthetic currently, but like the addition of the red is so perfect. I love that. I cannot wait to see her in that outfit.
Unfortunately, I didn't have time to ask the craftsman to customize the swords for you, but I did my best to choose ones that look nice and are suitable for a beginner. I hope you like them, Miss March.
Thank you, Master Yanqing!
Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you, Yun Li?
The real competition is just getting started.
I'm so lucky to have two great masters. But why does it feel like things are getting a bit weird?
Because rather than actually fighting, they decided to fight each other in an attempt to be the best possible swordsmaster to you, hon. It could be interesting. It's gonna be a bit rough, I'm sure. You'll be fine. Ooh.
So what do you think, Masters? Does this outfit suit me?
I like that.
Perfect. I chose it carefully. It's perfect for beautiful young swordswomen like you and me.
All right, let's get started with the training. The person next to me is a Cloud Knight instructor I've brought in. For your first lesson, try exchanging a couple of moves with him.
Wait. We're having actual combat training for the first lesson? Isn't that a bit too intense?
What did you think you were gonna do?
Well, I heard you have some experience with archery and martial arts. The first thing we're going to do is see just how strong your fundamentals are. Come on, step forward and strike with the sword in the most natural way you can think of. It's important for us to grasp your natural movements so we can decide where to start and what you need to learn.
Makes sense.
If you're ready, let's begin.
Okay.
All right. Ooh. I see. Pretty. I just want to see her. Oh, I'm sorry, Yancheng. That's gorgeous. Oh, I am a fan of that. Is she using reverse grip? She is on one of them. Boo. Honestly though, I feel like in this instance, it's fine. It works. She's got one forward, one backhand. Sure. Alright, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm ready. But please go easy on me.
Then I apologize in advance, Miss March.
Ready to shine.
Okay.
Please have some tea.
Pay close attention, Miss March. Lafu's swordplay is all about being swift and agile in your movements.
Okay, so she indicates someone else, and then once she does, so a little bit like how Jade works.
The sword strike with
kind of. Similar-ish mechanics. That's really nice, though.
Ignore him. Strength is everything. Strike.
I'm gonna try the ultimate.
Practice is over. Swords descend.
Whoa.
Like this?
Well done.
Okay. Whoa, I do like that. Okay, so she... In her animation, she definitely had one of those swords in reverse grip, but now she's got both forward, which is good. Let's see.
Come on.
I know,
Let
I know.
me fight.
I'm looking at you. Calm down.
How many can you block?
Nice.
Right on time.
I really want to see Match do her thing.
I can take 10 of you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm starting to get the hang of
Oh,
it.
good. Okay, we've got a long time to go. Perfect.
Blade and flight. Oh, I get it.
Oh, okay. So she's now enhanced her attack.
With a true heart and focused
Whoa.
mind. Here I come. Right on time. Time to show you what I can really do.
Okay. Let's see.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less carbs. Watch this.
What?
What are you mumbling about?
What?
Isn't this sword technique? Shouldn't I be saying something cool?
That third one. What on earth?
Hey, old metal, just between us. Ha! Yes, you! Again, right on time. strike with heart. Mountains fall.
Oh, nice. Okay. Can she do 2 people?
You go, Master.
No, just 1. Okay.
Melt.
Understood.
Blade and flight.
I've learned a thing.
Practice is over. Swords descend. Descend to earth.
But she honestly does seem like the choice because she does her follow-up attacks, so I wonder when this goes away. Let's see, does it go away? Minor imaginary damage, gains 1 point of charge. Okay, so she also gets charged from her attacks. That's good. Oh. When using the basic attack, the effects occur based on their path. Okay, so destruction. Her with Firefly could be really interesting, actually. Because I am kind of just slotting whoever in my 3rd slot there. For stuff like Pure Fiction and things. So a lot of times it's Topaz, but sometimes if there's a fire enemy and I want to have Firefly actually in the off-fire slot, I'll break them up, and then I just kind of have to shove in whoever. So if I were to stick March with Firefly, because Firefly attacks so often, and then she'd get extra damage. I mean, honestly, either of these 2 things are helpful. Increases hits per action and damage chance of the next enhance. Okay, nice. Talent, she gains charge. Okay, gotcha. So does this just not go away? It has to go away. Maybe it doesn't. There's no countdown. I guess it just doesn't go away. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Right on time.
Previously, I feel like one of the big problems with March was you basically had to constantly spam her skill, so her only damage was through follow-up attacks, which, like, is fine if you have the right gear for her. And she can do decent shielding, which is nice, but I never really found a use for her because she has very little attack, and if you've got a decent enough healer, especially early game, which is when I would have played her probably, I didn't end up using her.
Right on time.
Time to show you Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch this!
Her ultimate kills me. That's hilarious.
I didn't expect the first lesson to be so intense.
Miss March has quick hands and a flexible body. She's a perfect fit for practicing Lawfu swordplay.
However, she lacks strength, and her strikes were a bit unfocused. But don't worry, that's totally normal for beginners. Once she starts practicing Dooming swordplay, she'll make heaps of progress.
Kinda sounds like maybe a combination will be good.
Given the situation, I believe Miss March should start by working on her footwork.
This is where things will get interesting, because they have very different opinions on swordplay. Seems like maybe we should do a little bit of both.
Seriously, do you actually know anything about swordplay, or what?
I could ask you the same thing! Dual swords require agility.
Very
So
true.
what's more important than footwork?
Instead of focusing on her strengths, we should address her weaknesses. The drawback of wielding 2 swords is not generating enough force. What good is being quick on your feet if you don't have strength? It's not like we're dancing here.
Skilled sword masters know how to play to their strengths and work on their weaknesses. Start with what you're good at, then tackle your weaknesses. That's the right way to learn.
You're quite the theorist, huh?
Theorist? You claim to be able to talk to swords. So what does that make you? A lunatic?
Y'all need to calm down and just take a deep breath.
Hey, it's only my first lesson, and you're already arguing. Come on, calm down, Masters. I'll have to improve both my footwork and strength anyway, so it doesn't matter which one comes first.
Good job, March. Way to calm him down.
But it does matter! Just listen to me, March 7th!
Ah, they're so similar and so different.
Aww.
Oh boy. Yay! Okay. I mean, like, she's not that terrible. I think her traces are, yeah, really bad. Well, of course they are. That makes sense. Because, you know, I haven't played as her. What do we recommend, honestly? Crit rate, crit damage, makes sense. Increase attack, increase speed. Damage dealt. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense as a group of artifacts for her. It'll just be a case of actually making sure that they're a solid set. Let's see. I feel like are these all HP? Okay, let's see. What substat is going to be best for her? Not that one. I like the break effect attack on this one, but... Oh, that's it. There you go. Let's level it up, because I would like to play as her. Feels right. You know? Okay, maybe not a fully leveled artifact set. I don't think we can do that. Because we've also got to level her as a character, which, admittedly, should I have done doing that before? Yes. Did I? No. I was a little busy. Alright. Let's see, can we get one extra level out of here? Maybe? Or is it just... that's annoyingly close, isn't it? Let's see. We got... Oh, we've got like 1,000 of these that I'll never use. That'll work. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Her boots. Currently speed. Makes sense. Have I got any other boots of this style that would also make sense and have slightly better substats? I don't think so. Nope, speed boots it is. Alright, we'll enhance those. Plus the crit rate and break effect will help, at least, to a certain extent. We'll just use like 20 of these for now. We don't have fully leveled relics, and then one can throw in a couple of these, because these are... I have so many of them. Which, actually... Because, I mean, I've got enough of these in gold, I'm sure. Yeah. I think we're good, honestly. I probably have enough of every relic set, but that's okay. I'd hate to use up something that I'll need for a character eventually, so we will just do it the slow way. I guess we could technically salvage stuff that might be a little quicker. Let's do that, because pretty much everything, this whole purple set, I do not need of this, because I've got at least 3 sets of the high level relics, and I don't use these for any of my characters currently, other than I suppose March, but there's no way that this is going to be better than a full level set. No way at all. And I'd rather have the materials to level up her currently. I have so many of these. I didn't even realize how many I had just accumulated randomly from playing and searching for the relics in caverns and such. What a bunch of healing gear too from all the attempts I've taken to get. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Alright, back to here. So that should be able to get this up to 15. Easy. Perfect. Nice. So fully leveled speed boots, that's great. Her cloak is crit rate. That feels like a solid choice. We'll double check, but honestly, crit rate seems like it's the way to go. Crit damage. What? I should probably actually view her stats to see which of those two is going to be better. Because there's this one, which the substats aren't great on. Or there's crit rate. But I don't know what either of her stats are currently, so it's probably not great to choose. Another crit rate. Okay. What is... Okay, so her crit rate is low currently, obviously, because you haven't leveled it up. Her crit damage is decent, but not amazing. So, almost feels like, let's level up one of the crit rate things, and then probably another one should be crit damage. Although...
We did it! This is what they mean by no pain, no gain.
Okay, Marge. Alright, so this is decent. What about the glove? Oh, the gloves are attack. Right, I see. That makes sense, I would say. And the substats are good. They're okay. I'd rather have crit rate, crit damage if we can. Okay, this one is decent option. Crit rate, attack. Yeah, I feel like that's this one right here is probably her best bet. So we'll switch here, enhance that all the way up. Might run out of credits here. Yep, I thought so. Alright, well, we'll have to go play some Calyxes. That's okay. What light cone do you even want? I guess there's this one. Increase speed by 8, damage by 12. Or there's the one I've currently got on Topaz, which basic attack and skill deal 36% more damage. And when her energy's at max, it increases more. That's not terrible for her. But neither is this. I'm feeling like the speed increase is the way to go. Plus I've already got it fully leveled, so that feels good. Even though it's technically free inching. Let's see. You need to ascend. I have no materials for you at all. That's good. Alright, well that'll be the next task here, is to get March leveled, I suppose. But I will probably work on doing that. I see. Okay. Fine, we can't leave. Very well.
Dear Himeko, Mr. Yang, and Pom Pom, we're all good here on the Xianzhou Lafu, so no need to worry. By the way, how's your trip going? As for me, I've somehow become the apprentice to 2 Cloud Knight sword masters, and I've been honing my sword skills with their guidance. One of them is Yanqing, the boy we've all met before. The other is Yun Li, the granddaughter of General Hua Yan from the Xianzhou Juming. Both masters are super strict, giving me a real taste of how hard sword training can be. I tried to drag her into this, but she refused. Then I tried to rope Dan Heng in, but Master Yanqing wouldn't have it.
That's probably fair.
Still, I didn't let the difficulty get to me. In just a few weeks, my sword skills have improved a lot. Both my masters think I have unique talents in swordplay, and are literally fighting each other to teach me their skills. Thanks to their guidance, I've actually made some progress. When I get back to the Express, I'll definitely show off my skills and impress you all. Looking forward to your reply. Yours, March 7th.
Almost developing tennis elbow.
Miss March's sword skills are really coming along. She'll hold her own just fine in the war dance.
Just you wait and see. I'll show off my skills in the ring and win a match. I'll make both of you proud.
Can you believe it? March 7th has actually become a pretty decent swordmaster in such a short time. Now I understand why Grandpa always had a grin on his face while training me.
Are you sure he wasn't laughing at you?
Oh, shut up!
It's all thanks to your amazing guidance, Masters.
Miss March, you're really getting the hang of wielding dual swords. If you're keen on advancing, trying out different Xianzhou blades could improve your touch.
Oh, let me see. Which sword is the most powerful? Single sword? Great sword? Or maybe a flying sword?
There's no such thing as the most powerful sword. It's all about the skill of the swordmaster. Yanqing wields several flying swords, while I only wield one. But remember how I kicked his butt at the Alchemy Commission?
First, you didn't kick my butt. Second, you'll never kick my butt. Third, how about we settle this right now and see who kicks whose butt?
The children are fighting again.
Yeah, I'm up for that. And if I kick your butt, you'll drop out of the war dance. Deal?
Oh, don't make that deal. Not that I don't have faith in you, but don't make that deal.
Why are you two arguing again? I thought things had been improving between you lately.
There was talk that the leading disciples of the Law Fu and Juming generals were supposed to face off in the war dance, but for some reason, they suddenly teamed up to train an apprentice of their own. Turns out, the rumors are true.
Hello.
Tomorrow is the big day of the war dance. Shouldn't you two be focusing on honing your skills instead of teaching swordplay here?
You're... Oh, that's right! You're the pink-haired fox from the Yaoqing!
This is Mr. Jiaoqiu, the healer working for the general of the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
Ah, got it. So, you're the participant attending the war dance on behalf of the Yaoqing. And you were trying to sneak a peek at our training?
Sorry for the misunderstanding. I don't know anything about martial arts. I'm just here on the general's orders to take care of some official business. I didn't mean to interrupt your training. I'll be on my way.
If you know nothing about martial arts, why were you smirking earlier?
Well, my curiosity got the better of me, I suppose. When I heard Miss March's pondering about what to learn, I couldn't help but wander over. From my professional experience, cleavers, slicers, chopping knives, and carving knives are all just tools. Kind of like frying, sautéing, boiling, and deep frying in cooking. They're just ways for people to show off their skills. How you use them really depends on the ingredients you're working with. It's like your sword teaching methods. If you align your ingredient, in other words, your apprentice's natural tendencies, with the right cooking method, by which I mean the teaching method that best suits her, she'll make double the progress in half the time. For example, golden eggplant tastes best when fried, cloud peppers when stir-fried, and yellow boulder beef when simmered. It's all about discovering the nature of the ingredients. Apprentice.
He seems to be a big fan of metaphors. Only one option. That's great.
All this talk about food is making me hungry.
Aren't you a healer? Why are you talking about food?
Well, it's just a metaphor. The medicinal school I follow on the Xianzhou Yaoqing is called the Ranja School, that specializes in food therapy. So it's only natural that I know a thing or two about cooking.
So, you're the General's cook?
I'm a healer.
Please don't offend him.
Anyway, a cook who isn't interested in health doesn't make for a good advisor. Fine. Call me a cook if you want. Seeing the way you're looking at me, it's obvious you think I'm just some feeble academic who likes to blabber on about martial arts. But, in reality, I know a thing or two about killing. After all, the art of healing inherently encompasses both life and death.
Yeah, it's true.
Seriously? Trying to save face in front of kids? Ugh.
Do you recognize this bottle of medicine in my...
No?
This is called tumble dust. An extract from an exotic flower named Yabra.
Ugh, is it poison?
Well, it depends on how it's used. With just one drop, it's able to numb a patient's body during surgery, making them painless throughout the entire process. However, increase the dose or the potency, and it'll slow the metabolism, making the blood thin and resulting in the loss of all senses. Even long-life species cannot escape its effects. This thing can save lives or take them. It's more powerful than the swords in your hands.
That may be so, but still, I prefer settling things with a sword than, you know.
Huh. Looks like I did get you all wrong. You're not a feeble scholar, but a sinister and despicable one.
Hey, why the insults all of a sudden? I'm just sharing some medical knowledge here, not persuading you to poison anyone.
Seems like you get real excited when talking about poison. I can't tell if that's an honorable thing or sinister.
Picture this. 2 individuals. The one standing is full of malice. The other lying down is honorable and righteous. How can the one who's lying down label the one standing as sinister? In the throes of combat, where life and death hinge on a singular moment, every idea fades into nothingness. The only thing that matters is staying alive. Surviving the battlefield reshapes all notions of worth, be it integrity or treachery. In my eyes, their significance is negligible.
That's interesting. I always find it interesting when we get a character who's got like really solid views and beliefs on something that we haven't seen expressed either from another character in the same way or that are clearly different from the other characters, like you see here, you know? Which I think a huge part of that is probably that he is a battlefield medic, right? So that influences him as a character. It's very different, especially from people like Yinqing and Yunli, who they've seen combat, and like you can't say they haven't, and they've faced battles, but it's a little bit different, it feels like, to be on the other side.
Perhaps
like,
you've underestimated Yunli and me, Mr. Jiaoqiu. We may be young, but we've seen our fair share of war.
Well, then you should know that the war dance is nothing more than a contest. So why are you so focused on it?
When I was appointed as the ringmaster for the war dance, I asked the general, we Cloud Knights are supposed to charge into the fray and slay enemies. Why do we have to swing swords in a ring just to please an audience? And this is how the general replied. To unsheath your sword in a ring is no different than on the battlefield, as your sword reveals the might of all Cloud Knights. The war dance is the perfect chance to showcase martial virtue and forge alliances from all over the cosmos. When we unsheath the sword without drawing blood, we not only display our might, but also the martial virtue of the Cloud Knights.
That's quite an insightful statement, Yanqing. Well, my apologies for being so short-sighted. I've been on the Luofu for quite some time, but I haven't had the chance to see the ceremony venue for myself yet. Hearing you speak so highly of it has piqued my curiosity. Would you mind showing me around?
You want to see the Sky Splitter ship where the war dance will be held? Let's go! I bet Yun Li and Miss March haven't seen it either, right? Well then, I'll give you all a tour.
Whoa, exciting. New spot, new spot. Are we going? Okay, am I allowed to leave now? Is that acceptable? Apparently not. Can I go and do a calyx for March's level up materials? Or am I stuck? Ah, boo! Really? Okay. Well, that's fine. Technically different March. Oh, she uses bullets. Perfect. I had a couple left over. And now I'm out of credits. I knew that was going to be a problem. That's okay. We can get some more. Eventually. I don't think it'll let me get some more right now. Unless I can use the quick travel function, I guess. Because I'll need credits. Ah, no, fine. We'll continue.
Let's go. I'll give you a tour of the Sky Splitter.
Looks like a lot of other visitors have also come to catch a glimpse of the Sky Splitter.
What's up, Mr. Jiao Cho?
No, it's nothing.
You're being weird, sir. You're not allowed to be weird. I have to like you. I need you on my team.
Do you see that airship in the distance? That's the Sky Splitter, the venue for the war dance ceremony.
It doesn't look all that impressive from this distance.
I'm sure it's pretty though
Sky
when you're on
Splitter is
it.
actually a decommissioned Luofu military vessel. People aren't allowed on board until the war dance officially commences. Tomorrow, when the bell rings and the ceremonial cannons roar, I'll be there representing the Cloud Knights of the Xianzhou Luofu, standing in the ring, ready to take on challengers from all over the cosmos. Since I was a kid, I've been training in swordplay and the art of war under the general. Every day, I'd swing my sword 10,000 times, and then thrust it 10,000 times, repeating the process over and over. I understand that I'm not like other kids. I never envied the toys and freedom they all had. I never found sword practice boring or hard. Even in the thick of battle, facing down savage abominations, I never felt scared. Each day, I could feel myself getting stronger and stronger, and I racked up countless victories. It's the best feeling in the world. But then, I faced a really tough opponent. And just one slash shattered my confidence into 1,000 pieces. That's when I felt true fear for the first time. Maybe that's what Mr. Jiao Cho meant by life and death hinge on a singular moment. Every idea fades into nothingness.
That's probably true. I mean, that's the thing about Yanqing, right? Like, he's had it's not that he hasn't been in battles, because clearly he has, but he's also, I would say, been relatively well protected within those battles, both by combination of Jing Yuan being there and just the fact that he's a lot younger, which makes sense. I mean, he should be. But Jing Liu and that whole situation kind of is, and has felt like his first true test, because he has for the most part been a little bit more protected, it seems like, which good, again, very good that he has been, but he's been in battles, but he hasn't been, I would say, probably properly been losing a lot of them on his own. He's always had either backup or support, something like that. Whereas with Jing Liu, he really didn't. Or with the whole previous kind of situation, he was more on his own, which I think was very different for him.
After that, I had to pick up the pieces and try to put myself back together. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't seem to find my old happy self again.
I had wondered. It does seem like the confidence issues are a little bit rampant. It's okay, Yanqing, you're doing good. You're still tiny.
I often ask myself, why do I wield my sword? If defeat is inevitable, why do I continue to fight? Is it to reclaim the joy of victory? To meet the General's expectations? Or to secure my honor among the Cloud Knights? While the General could teach me the art of swordplay, he couldn't teach me why I should keep on going. He said the reason must come from within myself. I've been struggling to find that reason. But after talking with you, Mr. Zhao Chou, I think I already have that reason in mind.
Good for you.
As a member of the Cloud Knights and the General's apprentice, I've had a weight on my shoulders. And I know there's still more to shoulder. But when I wield my sword, it feels like I'm letting go of everything. I love the feeling of giving it my all, facing any obstacle in front of me, pressing forward. That's why I wield my sword.
Oh, Yanqing. So young, yet so grown up. By the way, how old are you exactly?
That's a great question.
Age doesn't really matter. All sword masters will understand how I feel.
Boo.
I get it. Looks like all the kids on the Luofu live tough lives. So, how about you, Miss Yunli?
It's not polite to ask a girl her age, no matter which Xianzhou ship you're on.
Kinda figured that's what we were gonna get.
I'm not asking your age. I'm asking if you have a dream like Yanqing has.
You don't talk like a cook. You sound more like a TV host or something.
Need I repeat myself again? I'm a healer.
Well, I don't have a dream like Yanqing does. The only reason I'm participating in the Ringmaster's Challenge is because I made a promise to my grandfather that I'd win the precious sword he's contributed to the war dance.
Sounds like that mind of yours is just filled with swords.
I bet you've got nothing better on your mind. My father was a craftsman on the Xianzhou Juming. Because of his foolishness, many innocent people fell victim to the cursed swords he forged.
Aww.
Since I was a kid, it's been clear to me that not everyone deserves to have a weapon in their hands. Giving them a sword is no different than being cruel to the innocent.
I wondered why she was so set on who could hold swords. That makes sense, though.
So, whenever I come across someone unworthy of a sword, I can't help but want to take it away from them. Given that Yanqing is the war dance ringmaster, I'm stepping up to challenge him. To ensure the precious sword doesn't fall into the hands of an unworthy master.
Hey, what do you mean by an unworthy master?
I see. It's not easy for kids on the Juming either. Well, it's better to have a reason for wielding a sword than to be lost and confused. I've saved countless Cloud Knights in my life, and there are plenty of exceptional warriors, just like the two of you.
What happened, Mr. Zhao Cho?
Oh, nothing. I was just reminded of some old friends and old tales. Judging from my professional perspective as a healer, both of you possess remarkable vitality. Your energies flow like raging fires and mighty gales. The upcoming fight will definitely be impressive. Well, we've seen the Sky Splitter and toured the Stargazer Navalia. I guess it's time to say goodbye for now.
What? You're leaving already? But you haven't asked me about my dreams. I've been working hard too, you know.
It's getting late, Miss March. Unlike you lot, I'm a grown-up bound by responsibilities and duties. The tasks entrusted to me by the General won't complete themselves. By the way, Yanqing, is it normal to have so many people wandering around in an automated area like the Stargazer Navalia?
Actually, this is a restricted area. But since you're all guests, I made an exception, so you could take a look around.
I understand. Well, I'll take my leave. I wish you both the best of luck in the ring tomorrow.
Bye.
Seriously? I just spent so much time thinking about my dream, but he didn't even ask me.
Now that we're done with our tour of the Sky Splitter, shall we continue with our training?
Why don't we take a day off?
What? You want to secretly practice swordplay by yourself? Dream on.
You know cramming before a fight never works out. For some reason, seeing the Sky Splitter has boosted my confidence. So, I've decided to conserve my strength for tomorrow. All right. I'll take you out of the Stargazer Navalia.
Oh. Okay. Oh no, still Storm March. Alright, that's okay. Her little hair things are so cute. Her little bows. I know they're bows, but like from far away, it's kind of hard to tell. They look a little bit like little ears. And the braided hairstyle that they've got on her is gorgeous. Like, it's subtle, but it's very nice. Overall, I would say this is a really cute outfit. I like it.
Oh, just shut up, Red Fang. This is not a beast ship. I need some time to take care of things.
You willingly donned the skin of a lowly beast to join this mission, dedicating yourself to our glorious cause. And now you're telling me you can't handle it? Do you realize how many ships we need?
Suspicious. How, sketchy. Don't like that.
I'm doing my best, all right? It takes time to figure all this out. When the guns go off tomorrow, all eyes will be on it. That'll be our only chance.
Arzash! Who's there?
Who are you guys?
An impromptu inspection. Why are there outsiders loitering in Stargazer Navalia? And a bunch of kids at that.
Huh. Hopefully Inching
Hey,
picks up on
kids,
that one.
Didn't your parents ever tell you to stay
Okay,
away
he's
from
definitely
the Stargazer
gonna pick on
Navalia?
that.
I know it's an automated facility, but it doesn't mean you can just break in and do what you want.
First of all, I'm an adult. Second, I didn't just break in.
Yeah, we flew here on a star skiff. Like, whoosh!
Really? That's what you're going with? I mean, fair enough. That's the play you want to try and make.
Well, I'm not trying to tell you off, but this place is off limits to the public, you know?
Big sis, let's go. I want to play in Everhunt Plains.
Huh? Everhunt Plains? Yeah, sure. The big sis will take you there.
Shua! You should have let me. Shh, the overhaul is done, and everything looks good. We should leave.
Way to get us out of there, Yuncheng. Hopefully you're gonna follow them.
Could you repeat what you just said, Yenching?
What did I say?
Big sis, let's go. I want to play in Everhunt Plains.
Come on. Can't you read the room? Something is definitely off about the 3 people we just met.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyone could see that. I just wanted to hear you say it again. That pink-haired box tried to say something. I'm pretty sure he sensed something fishy. Since he's not familiar with this place, he just dropped us a hint. But you didn't seem to be paying attention at all.
I knew that from the beginning.
That Cloud Knight didn't recognize Master Yenching at all. That's really weird.
What? Is he famous on the Lavu or something? Not even the Cloud Knights on the Juming, who all know my glorious name, might recognize my face.
You have a point.
A Cloud Knight, a member from the Skyfaring Commission, and a craftsman. They're from various departments, and the reason for the overhaul seems legit. But one of them blurted out some weird language just now. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that if we secretly tail them, we'll definitely catch these guys in the act.
Yeah, pretty sure they're here to break out
Follow my lead,
that guy we learned
and be
about
careful
earlier.
not to blow our cover.
Suspicions.
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them.
We should have just killed those lowly beasts. Those little brats won't take up much space. There are boxes all over this place. Just dump them into one and no one will notice.
Cut the theatrics, Grulok. Even the slightest slip-up could interfere with Lord Moktok's plans.
That's a great name, Lord Moktok. That's fantastic. I adore that. It doesn't sound sinister at all.
So where are we heading next?
To check the freight skiffs. We've got a lot of preparations to do. Also, don't forget to take those crates with you. Weapons, supplies. We've got to be well prepared. Otherwise, we're screwed.
So, are they smugglers? What exactly are they up to?
I have no clue, but they seem to be moving those crates. I've got an idea. We can hide inside the crates and follow them.
Okay.
in here. I can hardly breathe.
Just hang in there.
That's good. I'm glad we didn't get caught.
Let's just put the cargo here for now, all right? Then we'll move on to inspect the ships. Lord Moktok said that as soon as we're done, we're to board the freight skiff and leave this place.
Don't worry, I've changed the shipping schedule. You two, come with me.
Is it just me? I keep smelling that stench of lowly beasts everywhere we go.
Don't be so paranoid.
Looks like they're planning to escape on the skiffs in Stargazer Navalia. They keep talking about their plans, but where do they come from? And what do they want to do on the Xianzhou?
They're definitely up to something bad. Wait, they disappeared. Let's catch up to them.
Good call.
Tread softly, breathe quietly, and make sure to keep an eye on them. Hide out of sight as soon as there's any sign of activity. Did he spot us? Quickly, hide!
Here we go.
Watch out! They're on high alert!
Yeah, I can see that. Oh man, these sneaking ones are the worst. I'm not good at them. Hopefully we can get through here, but... we'll see. Oh.
Don't be so paranoid. We're running out of time. Get over here!
Shuhard, I'm coming!
They're leaving. We should catch up to them. Quickly! Did he spot us? Quickly, hide! Don't get too close, Miss March. They might spot you. What are they up to? They're all wearing official uniforms, but I'm pretty sure they're not members of the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, or the Cloud Knights. This is way too suspicious.
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them. That way, if they do anything bad, we'll have solid evidence against them.
Nice.
Look at this. A freight star skiff with enough room to fit at least 20 of my men. I'll let the others know and have them prepare more star skiffs. Once we're past the checkpoint, there will be beast ships waiting for us. Lord Moktok is ready. The revival of our ancient bloodline all hinges on this operation.
What did he just say? Beast ships?
Who's there?
It's those brats! I told you to get rid of them, but you didn't listen, you idiot! Wipe them all out!
Oh, there they are.
For some value, I suppose.
Adusa!
Okay.
Die, you lowly beasts!
Life's like a good brew, my friends. Indulge yourselves!
Existence is unity.
That's all you got?
You'll make good practice. Here you go, Master!
Nice.
Joining the battle. Attack!
Until everything burns to ashes! Sets the seas ablaze!
So it isn't based on targets like Jade's was, which is okay. I mean, Firefly still attacks, I think, about 3 to 4 times for one attack of any other character I have.
How did these Foxians change their appearances like that?
They're not Foxians at all. They revealed their true form. They're Borisin, just like the bandits I defeated on the IPC ship.
Mm-hmm. They're coming for their leader.
Wait, that means...
Well, how did the Borisin manage to infiltrate the Cienjo?
It's not just a simple disguise of wearing our clothing and shaving their whiskers. They're somehow able to alter their appearance to be indistinguishable from Foxians. They even have official IDs for the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, and even the Cloud Knights?
Yeah, that's a lot of credentials, and I'm certain they're not at all easy to get to either. They've got to have somebody on the inside for that.
Let me check this fake Cloud Knight's tag. Maybe it'll give us some clues.
That'd be good, because this whole crisis thing is not going to look good for Jin Yuan either. Especially because them having credentials that look proper, at least on the surface, indicate someone on the inside. Makes me a little worried for him.
Lu Jun, an officer of the Patrol Defense Squad? Wait!
What's the matter?
I encountered a patrol officer named Lu Jun before. It was a few weeks ago, when we were transporting the Borisin prisoners. If they can forge official identities and move around the Cienjo without raising suspicion... Oh no, this is bad.
It very much is.
Even worse. If you find one cockroach on the Express, it usually means...
There are more Borisin hiding on the Cienjo. I bet their plan is much bigger than just stealing information.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to report this to the Seat of Divine Foresight.
Alright, this seems like a fairly decent stopping point. Oh. Hello? I hope it's not going to do that all the time. Okay, good. Just a minor strange occurrence. Alrighty. Well, I think that's all for today. I will pick back up with this story tomorrow. But thank you very much for tuning on in. It's appreciated. And if you haven't seen the announcement, I will be out of town between August 9th through the 17th, so I won't be able to stream during that time. I will, however, be posting daily on my YouTube channel, so check that out if you're interested and if you enjoy my content. And thank you all for watching. Have a very good day.